Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I saw that there were quite a number of you waiting, and I welcome you all to my very first painting live stream in the new space. I am incredibly excited for this because, one, I have genuinely been feeling rusty and I'm ready to shake that rust off and actually get to painting. Two, I have a really cool project that I'm looking forward to starting on today with you, so I hope you're excited for that. And three, it's just good to be back. It's just good to be back and doing the thing that I love. But oh God, I'm so nervous. So, as you can see right here, I've got 5 vampires. Well, actually, I think these are technically the ghouls. They're the vampire ghouls. But we're going to be starting on these. These are from Blood Bowl, and I have a league coming up that I want to participate in, and I need to get these guys ready because I believe our first match is like the second week in September or something like that. So very, very quickly, it is coming up fast, and I don't want to dilly-dally anymore. I have the hobby space actually set up. I'm feeling good about it. It's very functional for us. There's like a few things we need to tweak. For example, like I need to move one of the trays up here because this is where my brushes go, but they don't actually fit in there right now because there's a shelf directly above them and none of the brushes are that short. So there are a few tweaks here or there, but overall, I'm feeling really good. So, are you ready for me to like be terrified to start working on these because I haven't painted and I feel like, has it been like 3 months?
It's been like 1.5.
Has it only been 1.5? God, it feels like it's been like half a year since I've painted anything, and I'm actually terrified. Okay, first things first, we need to get our boys carefully off of the spray stick and onto the things that we actually are going to be using.
Let me know
for
when you
painting
want me
them.
to turn the camera on.
I'll have you do that in a moment.
Yeah,
I'm not,
I know.
Do I have... I know I have more putty somewhere. Is it here? Yes.
It's right there. It's stuck on the side of...
Oh, there it is. Okay, excellent. Perfect. Sweet. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I like the goth look as well, but the lipstick is annoying to maintain, so I don't do it super often. But I thought it was very appropriate for today because we're painting vampires. Techno Viking, I really, really hope so. I'm sure I probably will. Like, I feel like it's one of those things of like, you step away from it for a little while and then you immediately start getting back into it as soon as you start doing it. But because I haven't done it in a while and I want to be impressive with this, I'm nervous. I'm actually genuinely a little bit nervous to get started on them. I am going to essentially be doing the box design for our vampire squad. I thought about potentially changing things up and doing maybe a different color scheme, but their aesthetic is so heavily leaning into that Dracula vibe that I don't want to mess with that. I think I'm just going to stick with the heavy black, red, and white color scheme. For those of you that are interested, this is what the box looks like. So I'm going to basically be sticking with this, like, minor variations of maybe not as bright of a white on the shirts, for example. But I really like the bold reds. I like the black armor. So I like the look that we're going with. I also can't wait to paint some of the accessories. I have them all clipped out, but like the Blood Bowl coins and then like the little tracker indicator is so cool. There's also randomly a tied up bat, which I have not yet figured out if that has a purpose or if it is just like an extra ball, something else on the top here. It says balls. Okay, so he is a ball.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like he had a peg to like be able to stick in anywhere.
It might be if you're just modeling on a base.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what... Because yeah, I thought that was so cute. I love Blood Bowl specifically because they do zany stuff like that. And it's all very thematic to whatever, thing that they're doing. Like The Cure, the band? I'm pretty sure that I've like listened to them and I didn't dislike any of their songs, but I wasn't like a hardcore Cure fan, if that's what you're asking.
I thought you were a Tool fan.
I do like Tool.
Okay.
Yes. Are they rivals? Do they share bandmates? I don't follow music well at all. Never have. Probably never will. So I know nothing about anything when it comes to music. Just throwing that out there right now to cover my bases. Ooh, Double Dip, you're painting Gene Stealers? That's awesome. What's your color scheme for your Gene Stealers? I feel like people always...
don't get it mixed up with Perfect Circle.
Oh, yeah, no. I was
thinking.
Okay, because I was like, a Perfect Circle shares a...
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like Tool and a Perfect Circle. I did not watch it, actually, the AEW show in Wembley. I've seen a little bit of coverage of it, but not much. Haven't looked into it a huge amount. I've actually not been following AEW much recently. They've kind of burned me on just...
We fell away when they released the backstage footage.
Yeah. We fell away when they released the backstage footage. That is exactly what happened. And I kind of just haven't bothered super following it. And I actually felt a little bad about not watching the pay-per-view, but at the same time, I'm like, I haven't been following it for a long time. I don't think I would know what was going on. Working on Slaanesh Demons for the Old World? Robert, that sounds awesome! Of course I do. I love Slaanesh Demons. Are you going with like the classic purple, pinky color schemes, or are you doing something a little bit different? Thank you, Tactile Sun. Yeah, I did watch a little bit of Russell Talk's review of the Dynamite in Wales, which seemed like it was pretty good. I'm glad to hear that Toni Storm is still super over with the whole black and white gimmick that they're doing. I know she was attacked by her admirer, basically. I don't remember the woman's name, I apologize. And then she stole her gimmick, but then I don't know if Tony got it back or what's going on with that, or if she still maintained it or whatever, but I'm glad that she's still over, glad that people are loving her. Oh, the pay-per-view is Sunday? Okay, got it. You're doing an old school blue and purple with your Gene Stealers. Ah, you're going to be using them in Stargrave. That's awesome. I love when you can end up using your miniatures in multiple different game systems. That's always fantastic. All right. We've got our boys on their mounts. Let's go ahead and get started. Which one do I want to start with? I think I'm going to start with this fella.
Turn on the camera.
You got it. On.
There you go.
Yay! Perfect.
You can bring it down a bit, I think, if you want.
Okay. There we go. Sorry, I bumped something. It made a louder noise than I meant to. I can also scoot over here and do that. There we go. Perfect. All right. So what I'm thinking is we should start with some of the more recessed areas. It's always how I like to work. Now he does have a little bit... Okay, that's some stitching in the pants, but I don't think it's actual, showing flesh specifically. That's fine. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, based on the box art, it looks like they tend to do red pants with black armor, with maybe the knee pads being red if they have full-on leg covering armor, which none of these guys really do. So let's go ahead and stick with that. However, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. Ooh, I like how... Okay, they vary it up a little bit because they did make some of the boys red shirts with black pants, which honestly does help identify our lads a little bit. So I do think I'm going to do something similar. I think I have... Okay, you are the pair together. You are the pair together. I'm missing your pair. Okay, which is that guy there on the box art. I'm just figuring out how I want to organize them because I kind of want to make them actually paired together. So what I think I'm going to do, because I know I'm not going to get to all 5 of them, is I'm going to swap this guy. We're going to leave him off right now. And we're going to start with these squatty boys because I have repeats of them. So I think these 2, I'm going to go ahead and give red armor. Or sorry, red pants. And then these 2, I'm going to go ahead and give... Actually, I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to give these 2 black pants. No, you have a lot of... You have the armor on you. Ah, I see. I gave them different heads. That's why I'm not finding them. I'm like, where is this guy on the team? And I realized that they didn't actually use his head. Oh, okay. Excellent, Robert. That's great. Yes, I do remember. I do remember seeing those. You think they would look good painted up like ghosts? Or like, you mean like Ghost, like as in like Ghost the metal band? Because I think both could work very well. Although I feel like they kind of already are painted. Well, I guess they would have more gold on them, wouldn't they? It'd be more black and gold. The problem is I can't do black and gold because when I did my first Blood Bowl team, I did the Necromantic Horrors. I guess I didn't do Kill Team, or no. I started a undead team, a separate undead team, like the OG undead team that is black and gold that was based off NXT. And then for the Necromantic Horrors, I decided to base them off the Dark Order from AEW back when they were a thing. Even named all of them off of like the characters in, or the wrestlers in, huh?
You have it?
I do not,
okay.
Actually. I think it's downstairs.
I'll find it a bit.
Okay. But yeah, I named them, all of them. I did variations of their names that were appropriate to the type of monster that they were going to be in the Blood Bowl team. So like John Silver was one of my big like ogre guys. Like they're the Frankenstein guys. And I made him have the one that I think that had like his brain taken out, and I gave him a whole backstory where the brain was transplanted into this larger body, which made him more hungry, which allowed him to use the Johnny Hungy like thing that he used to do. I don't even know if he still does that anymore. That's how long I've been out of watching AEW. I know, right? Decisions. Okay, so I think, yeah, these guys are gonna have to be red, I believe. Oh, I need to do a little bit of touch-up. I guess I missed his butt a little bit. How could I? All right, let me get a little bit of Wraithbone paint out.
Just something the cameras you need to.
Yes, I absolutely will. Here, let me get, him into place. I'm also just not realizing, like, where I am on there, because I keep not looking fully over at the camera setup. I need Wraithbone. Do I have that? Nope. Nope. Where is...
Are they behind you?
They are, but they're not... There's no Wraithbone on this one. Where did I put my Wraithbone? What did I do?
I don't know.
What did I do? What did I do with my paints? Hold on. Oh, I think I may remember where they are. Yep, here it is. I found it!
All the bases?
I found all the bases. Alright. Huzzah. Success! Wraithbone! Marcus! Welcome to the stream. Alright, got that. I'm gonna get my soda open because I'm definitely gonna want caffeine. Got some water. Ooh. Well, I'll have to wash this cup later because my lipstick will probably come off a little bit. Ah, yes, a nice, lovely pink hue left on my water bottle. Hope everybody's staying hydrated. All right, let's get to painting. I did pull out all of my brushes, which is good. I found these the other day. I knew I was gonna need them. Got some water, got our palette, got a paper towel. We're good to go. Oh, I definitely think it's somebody's entire job to think of names for these paints. Oh, that was so close, it tripped. All right. We've got a traditional palette today. See? Because I could not find my paper palette. It makes me feel like I'm back in school. Back in my foundations classes, where I thought I knew everything already and did not pay nearly as much attention as I probably should have. Ain't that the way? Oh man, you have a really nice sculpted butt. I love whenever these models end up having just like really bodacious booties. Not boobies, but booties. I mean, it's nice when they have bodacious boobies as well, but that's way less, or way more rare. My gosh, words, I'm stumbling. That's way more rare because I don't feel like GW makes nearly as female models as they do men models. Or male models, I guess. Although there is one vampire, two actually vampire women who kind of have some like great boobs in this particular set. I don't have them prepped today, but it's the, I believe it's my Blitzers. So you can see her there. And like, I'm really looking forward to painting her rack. I'm not gonna lie. When I painted Marathi and the Witch Elf, that was really fun. And they also had some really nice sculpted boobs to work with. So thank you, GW. Thank you for at least keeping that tradition alive. All right, that's feeling a bit better. Yeah, I missed, I think because he has this long piece of armor right there. So it blocked some of the paint from getting where it needs to. And I didn't notice because it was so bright the day that I mean, it's bright every day where I'm living right now. But I was so blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. But literally I could not see. So I'm sure I missed some things. Oh, that's your hand. That's your hand resting on your knee, I see. Okay. At least doing this, like, little touch-up allows me to really take stock of all of the actual details that are on the model, so that when I go to paint it, I can have a little bit of a better idea of what I want to do with it. Alright, I think that's feeling better now. I'm going to get a little bit more water on my brush. Smooth that out. There we go. And, okay, his shirt needs a little bit of work too. Buddy, I kind of missed you, didn't I? I wonder if you were like on one of the ends. Okay. Immediately starting to look better. No, not this time. Is that the second line to that? I never know what the second part, like, I know he says, wrapped up like a deuce, but I never know what the, like, or wrapped up in a deuce. But I don't know what the second portion of that line ever is, and I've never bothered to look it up. Is it another runner in the night? That would make sense. That fits the rhythm, I feel like. Thank you for subscribing, Robert. I can't see the other half of your name past the little heart symbol on my screen. I'm sorry. I'll when it gets pushed up by somebody else's comment, I'll finish that. Thank you.
Happened?
Oh, I can't see my little ability to give a heart emoji is blocking part of the word. So it's there, Robert Elmer. Thank you, Robert Elmer, for subscribing.
I'm confused.
It was in my chat. There is an emoji icon.
To do something?
No, I do not need you to do anything.
Okay.
I did not need you to do anything. I just needed somebody to make a comment, which somebody did. Okay. Yeah, I've never realized that. I've learned something new. All right, is this looking better? I'm going to bring him to me for a second. Which I guess technically you can still see. Sometimes I find this helps in like holding them in kind of tight and close to you to, one, steady yourself if you have a little bit of shaky hands, but also if you need to like turn them at a weird angle.
I moved it.
Oh! Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. That works perfectly, actually. Nice. Bam! Okay, there we go. Alright, he's feeling better. I don't see the residue of gray anymore, which is good. Yeah, they have some great songs. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna just check everybody else. Your shirt could use a little bit as well. Who would have guessed? Me, because if I missed one, it's likely that I missed a little bit of others. Although this one isn't nearly as bad. Want to know what happened to these gentlemen to cause their shirts to tear like this? Maybe it's when the vampires like ripped into them and drank the blood. I'm very excited. I have some pieces for a costume coming for the painting tutorial that I want to do based around my vampire team, and it includes some clip-on, or like not clip-on, but like some like, I think like glue-on teeth so I can have fangs. I'm so excited about it. Okay, there we go. And came down that a little bit. There's a few more little areas where it's kind of looking like need a bit more primer. So I'm just gonna dab those up a little. I always worry about doing this a little bit sometimes because I worry I'm gonna like fill in some details that I don't want to. But I think we're doing okay. Just keeping everything thin. Because we can always do another layer. Duncan taught me that. Oh, I just found two little staples. attached to the underside of my paint handle because it's got a magnetic bottom. And I was like, where did these come from? But when I was working on my tank project, the bags were stapled shut, and I bet they came from that. Oops. Have I smeared my makeup too much? Probably not. I think it's okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, he's done. Let's check the other two.
How's chat?
Chat is doing good. Tactile Sun just asked if I'm a fan of the band Zeal and Ardolf. Part of the word. Is there a way to like remove? I don't need this emoji.
Turn the phone.
Aha! Oh my god. Thank you. Are you a fan of the bands Zeal and Ardor? If not, you should check them out if you think I'd love them. I've never heard of them actually. Are they metal? Are they hard rock? What kind of music are they? I assume probably around the hard rock metal style because that's what we've been talking about today. But yeah, no, I've never heard of them. I think this guy's okay. Oh, no, his ass also needs a little bit of paint. Oops. What am I looking to being shown at the Nova Open? That's an excellent question, Michael. Honestly, I'm looking forward to whatever news they might have for Blood Bowl. Just because that is a system, like a game system that I'm actually playing right now from Games Workshop. Whereas none of the other systems right now I'm currently playing. 40K, I've just been, I mean, you guys have heard my stance on 40K right now. I'm not happy with where the design aesthetic's going. I don't really like where the gameplay mechanics have gone. I don't really like how much they're just constantly changing their rules again. And kind of suffering some of the problems that we started to see in, like, honestly, the last time that I left playing the game. Oh, thank you. And Age of Sigmar, while I love the miniatures from it, I have never super gotten into the game itself, although I've heard really good things about the newest edition. And I'm looking into, like, seeing if that's something I want to invest in, but for right now, like, Blood Bowl's where I'm at, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. I am looking forward to also just hearing about the roadmaps coming out for the product, because while I may not actually be invested in GW as an actual, like, game maker, I still like them, for the most part, as a miniature publisher. I still like Blood Bowl minis. I still like Age of Sigmar miniatures. I still like the Kill Team miniatures that we're seeing. I liked the Underworld stuff that we saw. I even like the miniatures that we see in their board games, because they're either repeats of ones we've already seen, or they're unique and therefore tend to get a little bit of extra treatment because they're in a unique setting, or like this is the only way you can get them kind of thing. But 40K's miniatures are very hit or miss for me right now. We've gone into many discussions about this, and that's the one system that I'm like, I'm not into these minis right now. But everything else I think is still good and still really cool to collect. So yeah, I think that's what I'm looking forward to most. I'm looking forward to seeing what the timeline is for, like, new product releases for all the systems, and then seeing what we get for Blood Bowl specifically, because I love Blood Bowl. It's the best. Hello, Overlord Tweak. You're working on your Mythic America's Warband? Or your second one. Nice. Yes, because you did the Incans before. I remember you saying that. So now you're doing the Taino? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm actually not familiar with who the Taino are. Yeah, 40K has just... I mean, unfortunately, this just happens, I feel like, every now and then, where GW kind of either tries too much, just changes too much too frequently. kind of just bloats itself on so many levels. And then, you know, whenever they start to push a strong aesthetic change, it's always rough. It's always rough because it's fighting the conceptual designs that they have presented to us for so many years. And it really, I think, starts to turn people away from the system. I'm sure that, like, at some point, much in the same way that I came back into playing 40K with 8th edition, who knows, maybe in 11th edition or 12th edition, you know, let them figure things out. I'll come back and start playing it again. But for right now, there's plenty of other games out there that I have miniatures for, have invested time in painting them, and would love to play. So I'm not too worried about or too sad about not playing 40K right now, because there's a lot that I can do. Okay, that one's looking good. Now, does your butt need anything? No, your butt was very exposed. Okay, you're the best looking guy so far. There's a little bit under your arm there, because it wouldn't be one of my prime jobs if I didn't miss something. There. And just a little bit on the inside there. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like that could be a shadow, or it could just be slightly underpainted plastic. It was slightly underpainted plastic. All right, there we go. Now we can actually pull out some colors and start getting these lads done up. Ah, the native inhabitants of the Antilles and Puerto Rico. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, I don't think I had really been taught about them in, you know, world history, etc. Old World is your favorite for Games Workshop right now? That makes complete sense to me. Old World is fantastic. I've not played any of it, but I just love seeing all those old models come back. It makes me so nostalgic for that era of creativity and just sort of derp sometimes too.
Cycle camera.
Oh, you got it.
Just let it cool down for a minute.
Yep. Just cycling the camera really quick with our setup right now. I need to turn it off every now and then, every about 30 minutes or so, and reset it. So I'm just going to let that happen. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to grab my paints, which should be over here. All right, I want... Should I do Ball Red or Blood Angels Red? Let's bring both over. Let's go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna want a black, which I think is here. Yes, Black Templar. I'll bring out Black Legion as well, just in case. And then Apothecary White, probably for the shirts. Oh, okay. All right. I've got paints. Let's go ahead and turn this back on. Bam! Paints. So, I've got a couple different reds that we can play with. They have a really bright red coloring. I kind of am thinking Ball Red. Is that too pinky? Do I have a test mini somewhere? Yeah, in the other room. I can go grab one of those real quick. All right, I'm gonna go grab a test miniature really quick because I want to see. I don't remember exactly how pink Ball Red dries, but I kind of am leaning towards using that, and then maybe putting a Crimson Careberg wash over top of it to slightly tint it and add a bit more depth. Because if I remember correctly, the last time that I used Ball Red, while it does create some minor highlights and shadows, it is one of the colors, I believe, from the contrast line 2.0 that is a bit more opaque and less transparent than some of the other colors. So I want to test it out before I actually start putting it down on these models, which means that I need a test mini. I'm going to go run to the wargaming room, grab one of the miniatures out of the case real quick. That is, not the case, but not the glass cases that you saw me organize recently, but the fabric cases that I actually store all the miniatures in, and grab that. So I'll be right back. Thank you, and welcome to the stream, everybody. I appreciate all the compliments. You are all wonderful. All right, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. I have found a sacrifice. Meet him. It is a beautiful Phobos Marine, and I hate them because of these stupid antennas. Therefore, I had to use them as color sample subjects because I'm like, nope, not using you any other way. So I'm gonna pop these open after shaking them aggressively. I know my lipstick came off on it. All right, that looks good. Wait, Michael, you're saying you like the new Astaroth and Sanguinary Guard? It's the only thing you want for your Blood Angels? Fair enough, man. I strongly disagree that the Sanguinary Guard... I would not want to add them to my the new models that they're coming out with for the Sanguinary Guard. I would not want to add to my army for my Blood Angels. I miss the wings. The fact that they don't have their wings kills me. All right, man, Blood Angels Red is a beautiful color. Okay, so let's do our little test. Here's some Blood Angels. And the reason I grabbed this guy was because he's also primed in Wraithbone, which is what my other lads are primed in. Okay, so that's Blood Angels Red. That looks more like what they have on the box art, I will admit. The other thing, that I need to check is, let's see. Yeah, Ball Red is just immediately looking too pink to me. Well, actually, maybe I will do Ball Red. Kind of butting the two colors up. It really makes Blood Angels Red look orange, doesn't it? Which is kind of funny to me because you would think that they would be closer to each other. They're both Blood Angels colors. Why is one so much more pink than the other? Or I guess more orange than the other. Do I like that? I don't know. Okay, let's put Flesh Terrors down. You're hoping for a new starter rulebook for Lord of the Rings. How long has it been since they produced?
They announced a new starter set like a month ago.
Oh, did they announce a new starter set? Okay, cool. So there's probably updated rules in that, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they've given any details of what's going on yet.
Got it. Alright, here is our Flesh Terrors. I'm going to put it on the gun because I want it to... Or I'll put it on the foot down here. Oh, that is so very vampire red, though, isn't it?
Bring your camera in.
Oh! Boop, 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 boop. Hello. Let me... Hold on. Hello! If I actually... Can I scoot it? If I go a little lower... There, actually. No, that's perfect. Because then I can scoot a bit more this way. Hi. Hello.
I'm gonna find you.
There I am! Alright, I might say screw it to what the box art shows, and I might do this.
Adjust where you are. Or move the camera.
Ooh, there we go, sorry. I kind of like... I think I like the Flesh Terrors the most. It feels the most vampire. You guys tell me. So, obviously, I want to go classic black, red. I forgot you guys moved. I was looking there again, and you weren't there. I want to go classic black and red and white for this to be the very Dracula look. So here's the three colors that I have. Up here, in the more pinky color tone here, is Ball Red. In the middle, right here, we have Blood Angels Red. And then at the very bottom, with the much deeper red, is Flesh Terrors Red. I'm currently leaning towards either Flesh Terrors Red or Ball Red, I think, for the vampires. But I would love your opinion. Hello, Firebend. Welcome. Oh, a Blood Bowl Season 3 rulebook. I understand. Yeah, no, I would love a new season, like a new rulebook for Blood Bowl. Like, not that the current one's, like, bad or anything. I'm literally in the process of needing to relearn the rules for it since I have that leak coming up. But seeing a new edition would be cool because it's been a while. I think it's been 5 years or something like that, I think. Man, when did the orc human...
I don't know, I'm old.
Oh, we're all old. We're all old here. Young people don't watch my streams. I've checked. I've looked at the numbers. The analytics don't lie. Oh, is there an animated trailer for Lord of the Rings? The War of Rohirrim? I am unfamiliar with... Is that like... I'm assuming that's like...
Rohan.
Is it Rohan? Is that tied to Rohan? Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Okay, what do I want to do? I need to make a decision. Is the dark red going to be too dark in complement to the black? I guess is the question. Any thoughts? Because I think, oh God, I have such like color paralysis because I like all of them. They all look good. I mean, even the Blood Angels Red is dried and it's like appealing to me. Okay, here's something that I want to test before I make this final decision, because I think it'll actually legitimately help me make the decision. Because one of my thoughts for the Ball Red, because it is flatter, you can tell, like it is the flattest of the three color tones. When you look at this leg, it has the least amount of like shadow to highlight, whereas I feel like you can see a little bit more highlight and shadow in both the Flesh Terrors as well as the Blood Angels. So I want to see what a Carroburg Crimson, basically GW's dark red wash, looks like over top of it, which is on the other side of my table, so I need to go around. One moment.
Sorry, what?
Nothing. I need to get a paint.
You snuck up behind me.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to bother you because I saw that you were in a raid and I needed a paint color, but it's on the other side, so everything's good. Continue your murder of those creatures. Those monsters, those eye creatures. I don't remember what they're called. Okay, but I have my Carroburg Crimson. Let's actually see what this looks like. Also. Yeah. Okay. Because this is going to actually probably make it a little bit even more pinky. All right, here we go. Just want to make sure I was on camera. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that might be what I want to do. I'm also going to put, I just want to see what this does over the Blood Angels Red, because I've never put this over Blood Angels Red. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I do love it over the Balls Red. It complements that really well, because again, it's got a little bit of a purpley hue to it. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Carroburg Crimson, look at this old can. But yeah, it's got like it's a deep purple red. So I think we're gonna do Ball Red with a topping of Carroburg Crimson and make more work for myself. Sounds like a plan. You think the Ball Red will look good as well? Okay, cool. Excellent. Oh, this particular, this guy, he's our cheerleader. He's just a cheerleader. He's my test subject. The vampires, well, the thralls are here. Okay. Now that we know what we're doing for our reds, which ones did we decide was gonna have the red pants? It was you two. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on painting our boys. Try using a green wash over the Ball Red. I'm afraid that's gonna end up making it a little too brown. I get what you're saying. They're complementary colors. I could see how the green could really add to the shadow color tone. But I don't know if I'd want to do like an actual green directly over red in this. Yeah, in this instance. Maybe if I was doing a Grisaille, like Technique style dry brush, and green was one of my undercoats, like my dark color, and then I brought it up into whites for that. I could see that working with the reds, but I worry, hopefully my neighbor doing yard work is not being captured too much on the mic.
I don't think it's being picked up very much if it is.
Okay, cool, good.
And if it is, they'll survive.
Oh yeah, no, it's the first time I've ever had to experience that, because we've never really, like, been in a place with yards. Alright, let's go ahead and, I'm so scared. Okay. Here we go. I'm being brave. We're just going for it. I'm gonna paint your butt red. Alright, that's looking good so far. Let's see, let's bring it up a little bit. Come on, focus. You can do it.
You help?
Yes, please. If possible.
What am I doing here?
Is it focus? Am I changing the focus at all?
No, it does not look like it.
Okay.
Do you have it set to autofocus?
I do not know if I do.
Well, if turning it is not focusing, then yes.
Okay, cool.
Then switch the little switch on the side, then turn the ring.
Yes, let me do that. Ah, yes, I do have it on auto. Okay, let me do it on manual. Because it was blurring. It was just staying blurred.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Other way.
I see. Okay.
There.
There? Okay, good. Thank you.
And then lock it. Or yeah, leave it. You're
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think if I just don't touch it now, it should be fine. Alright. Good. I wanted you to actually be able to see what I was doing. Yeah, this is a very pretty red color. But it is also kind of unique in that I don't know if I would use it everywhere, because it is so, like, when it's wet, it's so pink looking. Like, it almost looks hot pink to me. I don't know about you guys. Which, don't get me wrong, I kind of love. But I wasn't sure it was gonna work. Now I am. Alright, there we go.
Okay, that they might hear.
I was gonna say, it is a little directly by the window, it seems like.
Well, thankfully we're not recording voiceover.
True, exactly. So it's not too bad. No one's commented on it specifically, so I think we're probably okay. Alright, we're gonna need to do a little bit of cleanup, but I'm not too worried about that. That's why I didn't grisaille him or anything. Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to go off the screen so much. Oh, it's just because I'm painting directly down. I just looked at I'm like, why is my hand just immediately in the way? But that's because I was painting directly down on him when I turned him that time. Alright. Let's get that in there. Get behind his leg a little bit. Get all the way down there for his pants. Oop, let's make sure to get that side. His junk, his butt. There we go. We need a little bit more, I think, there. Ah, and then behind this knee. I was like, I know there's one place that I've completely missed. Where is it? Behind the knee. Alright, so that's looking good. We need to fill that in a little bit more. I'll go back over the stitches in black once the red is dried. Also, holy cow, there are 46 of you watching. Hello. Hi. There's so many. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. It's cool that some of you are working on your own hobby projects while I'm doing this. I always love getting to hear about the things you guys are working on.
So when's the first game of your new league?
The first game of my new league, let me actually double check because I want to say it's the second week in September, but I haven't actually put it on my calendar yet, so give me a second. Let's see. It is going to be... Where is the Blood Bowl? Where is the Blood Bowl channel? There it is.
Been kicked out.
Nope, I haven't been kicked out. It looks like the first, it's gonna be in the third week of September. So the first game is gonna be somewhere between the 22nd and the 28th. So in that week. So I have some time to get it ready, but I want to have everybody painted beforehand so that I can like really just focus on relearning the rules and like coming up with my strategy and also formulating all of my prayers to Nuffle so that I can properly win his favor and get all of the best, most glorious rolls that allow my entire team to simultaneously score a touchdown. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's impossible. There's only one ball on the field. But, oh, did I just freeze? I appeared to, oh, weird. Weird. That was wild. I froze for him. Zinch interfered.
That was me.
Oh, it was you?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Weird. Okay. I panicked for a moment. But yeah, so it should be the 22nd through the 28th is my first game. I put my phone over there, and I kind of need that for chat because I can't see. My eyesight is garbage, but even with glasses on, I still can't read you guys from all the way over there. So
do you need me to get you something?
No, I just needed to reopen my stream so that I could actually see my my chat again. Your current hobby project is replacing a, let me turn it this way. I forgot that I can get rid of that. Is replacing your pickups in your guitar as you watch me paint. What do you mean by the pickups? What are the pickups in a guitar? I know nothing about like the various parts of a guitar, so I don't know which part that's referencing. Tell me about it. Oh, I'm so glad. You guys constantly surprise me with how many of you are like, your voice is really relaxing. And I'm like, are you sure you're listening to me in the same way that I hear myself? Because that's not the word I would use to describe my voice. But I really appreciate that you guys think so. Thank you so much, Fire Event. All right, let's get back to painting. He's drying. I believe, oh no, I saw a little piece down in his shoe that I missed with paint. Blasphemy? Okay, there we go. I think that should be better now. All right, he's good. His shirt will be white. Yeah, his shirt's gonna be white and his armor's gonna be black. Should I do any other red on him? What did they do? Did they do anything? They looks like they might have put some red on the helmets. Ah, no, I see. They gave the ones that they put red on silver helmets. Ooh. Ooh. I do like the idea of having like a soft gold silver, like leaning more silver than gold as part of the complement to the black. Ooh, okay, I like this. All right. All right, I think that's the other thing we're gonna do red on him, except actually his armband. He's got a nice little armband here. Let's see. There we go. I think that's focus. So you see the little armband? We're gonna paint that red too. I'm gonna try to be careful and not get too much red on the shirt because I will be painting it white later. I'll obviously need to do some cleanup because I'll inevitably get some red on there, but I'm gonna try to do my best to not. Just to make things a little bit easier in the future. Go by the orc playbook. 1. If you have the ball, or have you got the ball? If no, punch the player with the ball and steal it. Have you got the ball? Punch the closest enemy player. If you do have the ball, do 1 and 2 until you win.
True.
Or keep doing 1 and 2 until you win. I see.
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat until you've won the game. That's pretty much, that makes sense. That makes sense, and I probably will, in fact, follow that exact gameplay.
I mean, you're undead. It's not like you're. Well, can your team throw? Or catch?
Think so. I don't think they're like as good at it as like say the elves are.
Well, I assume that you're high offense, low defense.
Yes, because we just basically get back up. Or if they're anything like the necromantic horrors, they will get up a lot.
I don't think they are.
I think they still have the. I'll have to look. I haven't actually looked to see what their specific rules are. The thing is in. Is it in here?
Okay.
I don't know. I just wanted to play my vampires, okay? I saw that the vampires came out and I was like, yes, my love. I love vampires. Give them to me. And then that's what happened. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. Am I still... Okay, yes. Okay, I think that's now the red that we want on him. I'm just doing a little inspection to see if we have any other... You know what? He has this little, like, harness. Oh, it's keeping his armor on. Do I want to do that in red leather? Yes. Do I want to, or do I want to do that in, like, a brown? They do all theirs in brown. Do I like that? I'm not actually sure I do. But I do think I need to differentiate it. What do I do then? Should I maybe do it in a gray? Do it in a... Maybe you know what? I'll just do it in a brown that it leans really red. And that will, I think, make it blend a little bit better. Because, like, the brown that they use is, like, neutral brown. So it looks really brown. And it looks a little strange to me. Did I smear my lipstick on this side? I don't think so. Is that just, like, I think I have a weird shadow on my face. Okay.
Chill out.
I get nervous when I have the lipstick on because I'm, like, I touch my mouth, like, my face a lot. And I don't want to just, like, end up smearing and then no one tells me in chat that I have clown face on. Okay. He's good to go. We're going to do the leathers another color. Because I also kind of want to make it consistent on everybody. That's the other thing. So I think that's why the brown makes a good, like a reddish brown makes a really good idea. Now... How old are these Warhammer American Football miniatures? These ones are brand new. They came out... checking the box. It's going to probably be 2. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that because it might be backwards for you. But 2023 is according to the box. Which I do think tracks. I want to say they came out last year, October or September, maybe? It was an end of year release or a fall. I guess not end of year, but I think it was a fall release. All right, he looks good. He's in frame. He's beautiful. Let's go ahead and Let's start with his arm piece, because he also has a little arm tie to, I guess, keep his torn shirt closed, or his billowy sleeves from being too much of a, frankly, burden. You would think that you wouldn't want really poofy sleeves that would give somebody something to grab onto, especially in Blood Bowl, where I really don't think that they care if you're grabbing clothes. Seems like a bad idea, but you know what? Who am I to judge these ancient vampire people and their tactics? Jim would be so ashamed. Question, is this supposed to be the team that Jim previously was a part of? I need to look that up, because I actually genuinely do not know. But in my head it is. Like, this would be his former team relaunched with maybe, like, new vibes or something, but, like, I don't think they have any other vampire teams. I'm sure there was, like, an old one. But I don't know if, like, how old it would have been. No, this is definitely not the old school one. This is a re-release that they did this year. I almost stuck my brush in my soda can because I'm smart like that. I'm gonna do a quick refresh of my camera. Just gonna turn it off for a moment and back on before we move on to painting his pants. We're making some good first progress. German Panzer Brown with a red dry brush is a sexy leather color. You know, I could totally believe that, Alex. They have Bloodlust and Hypnotic Gaze, which is interesting played against. Ah, yeah, because you did mention that you had played against them. So what is the? I'm assuming the Bloodlust is something tied to, like, boosting their strength or speed potentially in some way. Whereas the Hypnotic Gaze is like, can you prevent an opponent from, like, blocking you or, like, doing a move against you, perhaps? Like, I'll have to look into see what exactly that means.
Read your rules.
I'm going to. I'm going to. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera back on. Should be good to go now. Thank you, Lion. I like it too. I got it from Doll's Kill. If you guys are familiar with that brand, they do some really cute stuff. Getting a little bit more paint on my palette. And let's go ahead and paint his butt. Oh, I just got a whole bunch of red on his boot. Oops. Oh well, we'll clean that up later. Bound to happen. Bound to be something. If it only had been a little bit higher, it would have been fine. Alright, that's looking good. Let's make sure to get all the way up the side of his leg on the inside underneath the armor. Okay. Alright, since we're almost done with the red on these guys, I need to figure out where exactly I want to put red on the other two. Because because I'd like to get all of that done at once so we can then just move on to the shade and like basically cinch it all, make it done. Don't have to come back to the color. We can do a cleanup step. I have never done any Gundam builds live on camera. I have done a video where I built a Zaku, but I definitely would not be opposed to potentially in the future if people would be interested in doing some Gundam builds. I've done some scale model builds of some tanks and such live on camera, but not Gundams. Only done those as produced videos. My International Plastic Modeler Society club that I go to has a growing Gundam scene, which is really cool. And I know that they plan on actually having, I think, a couple of categories dedicated to Gundam, specifically at their next event, which I believe is in November, which I'm hoping to go to, which I just think is really cool. Like, they are very, very invested in, like, bringing that community in. One of the reasons they, I think, actually invited me was because I am bringing in some Warhammer to their club as well. And we've had a couple people who've also, like, gotten into painting and using 40K models as, like, their stuff that they're working on for their projects, which I just thought was really cool. So it's neat to see that diversification in these clubs, especially when, like, previously sometimes they felt really gatekeepery of, like, no, you can only do scale models from, like, I mean, I think some of them got so hardcore that they're like, we're only doing this era of, like, tanks or planes or whatever, or we're only doing planes. That's all we focus on here, which just always seems detrimental to the health of a club. Whereas I feel like my group's, like, approach is, let's bring everybody who does anything remotely tied to miniatures into the club, because we want to just continue this hobby and spread the love. And I think that's the right way to handle it. Oop. My phone went to sleep and now I can't see your messages. There we go. Yeah, I loved making that video. That was a good one, Ivan. Yeah, I've seen a lot of techniques, like, recently from the community being shared, which, frankly, one, love to see. Great to see that actually happening. Very surprised it wasn't happening way sooner. Like, basically, in my head, the fact that the concept of bringing in... I'm gonna turn this off for a second because I'm not gonna paint for a moment, because I want to talk about this, because this is kind of funny to me. So, like, the idea of these, like, International Plastic Modeler Society, or all of these different types of modeling communities being really segmented from each other and not exactly, like, sharing techniques and, like, tips amongst each other, even though they are totally applicable across the board. It doesn't really matter, like, what type of scale of miniature you're working on. I feel like they're all appropriate. And so, like, it's wild to me that it only seems to be a very recent, like, last 5 or so years of people really trying to push on this collaborative, like, look at modeling as a hobby, as a whole, across each of these 3 different, like, groups. And it's just so wild to me, because I know, like, there's still always going to be the, like, boys club, or not even boys club, but, like, the haha, we're gonna make jokes about our club versus your club type of thing. And that's fine. Like, there's always room for, I think, some, like, banter like that. But before, it used to seem like legitimately like, no, we're better than you because we do X type of scale modeling versus this type of scale modeling, or why work on miniatures and therefore, like, I'm superior to a scale model or something. Like, I feel like that's what, like, a vibe I used to get, or I used to see represented online a lot more. And I don't know if those people are just, like, gone, if they've all changed their minds and they've realized that concept was stupid, because it is, or if just that like, they're being so drowned out now because there's so many more in the community who are like, hey, Hey, Gundam person, I see you're using like cool tools over there. What is that? And like, can I use it on my miniatures, like my plastic miniatures? Or like, hey, I see that you have these really neat painting techniques in scale modeling or weathering techniques when it comes to scale modeling. Maybe I can apply that to my Warhammer miniatures to give them a more realistic, grimdark vibe. Or I can take my Warhammer miniatures and I can turn them into dioramas. The same thing with like Gundams versus like the painting techniques that you see miniature painters do can be applied to scale models. Like, it's amazing how interchangeable it all is. And it's really cool to see like that being explored more, because I feel like it definitely was not happening back then. I do think I'm planning on painting a lot of the vampire shirts white, although some of them are going to be getting other colors, as I'm doing a little bit of a different variety, because I want to keep them as pairs. So like these two who have, oh, here, let me turn the camera back on. Boop. So like these two, for example, are going to be one of my pair of ghouls that I'll have in, like, as a team, basically. And that will help me identify them when I'm playing the game. I like to give myself, like, visual cues for, like, who they are and what they're doing. And this should help. So, here's hoping. Yeah, I never liked that idea of, if you don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong. It's art. There is no wrong way to do art unless it is, like, explicitly offensive to, like, people. And I don't think anybody's really creating art right now that's, expressly doing it in that kind of way. So, like, there is no wrong way, in my opinion, to do art. There are techniques that can improve your skill, and art is a skill-based thing to be a part of, to engage in. But it's definitely you can paint miniatures however you want. Whenever I see other creators out there who are like, this is how you do it, this is the only way that you should be doing it, it's the best way, so saith I. I'm like, but that's an opinion. People are allowed to have different opinions. Like, you can have specific expectations for a contest, of course. Like, if you're entering an art contest and you're bringing your miniatures to that, and you know that, like, there's a particular theme or, like, aesthetic that maybe the judges are going to literally be looking for, then yeah, you may want to follow closer instructions or make it more similar to, like, the traditional techniques of maybe the medium. Because I'm not going to argue that there aren't traditional ways to approach some of these things. There are. But that doesn't mean you have to strictly adhere to them. Really, what you actually want to be doing is you want to learn those traditional techniques, understand them, so that you can then break them and explore other ideas and do something really cool that's unique. Like, that's how you should be approaching things, in my personal opinion. It's also just part of, like, how I was taught when I went to art school, is, like, not to try to be perfect or anything like that, but to know your fundamentals so well that if you break them, you can, like, you understand what you're doing that's breaking them and why you're wanting to break them to achieve a certain goal.
I break them to feel alive.
I break the rules to feel alive. Very true. I completely agree, Frank. I think one of the best things you absolutely can do in this hobby is to be diverse. Explore other techniques, explore, like, different styles, different creators and how they paint things, other mediums. Like, it's really cool. Like, one of the things that I really love seeing, and this is not for everybody, of course, and I've never even attempted it myself, but I really think it's so cool, is when you see people do the big traditional paintings on, like, a Titan's armor or on a big banner or something like that, where it is a full-blown, or I've even seen people do it on, like, smaller shoulder pads on, like, Space Marines or various captains or characters and stuff, where they have a big flat you know, shoulder that you can work on, and they do a freaking mural on there. And I love that because that's combining like traditional, like almost Renaissance style painting techniques and like classical painting techniques on a miniature that you're also using traditional miniature techniques to further enhance the armor and just bring the entire thing to life. And it's such a cool combination of all these different things that you can be learning. And that's rad. Okay, I think these two are done. Let's take a look at... Oh, hold on. There's a little bit underneath, like, his arm that's leaning against his leg that I missed. I probably have my brush a little too loaded with paint. Oh, yeah. Alright. That's gonna... I think this is probably gonna be the most annoying one to clean up, is these guys where the arm is braced against their legs. I'm going a little bit sloppy on the sleeve, even though it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to fully clean up. I want to make sure that where the pant and sleeve seam connects stays red to create a little bit of a better shadow. I am going to see if I can clean up a little bit of that paint on the sleeve with the just tip of my brush to save myself a bit of pain when it comes to the actual cleanup process, but we'll see. Okay, I was at least able to get some of it. That'll do. Oh my god, yeah, when people do painted backgrounds for their dioramas and such, those are also incredibly cool. And again, it's combining a completely, like, other style of painting technique with something that you're doing yourself. Okay, he looks great. I'm gonna set him off to the side, and we're now gonna take a look at these guys. So, these guys... I see. You also have a really... I really like his being red, though. Okay, I think this guy's gonna get red armor with black pants, is what I'm feeling on this guy. Because he's got also a lot of armor in the same way that this dude did, because he's the pair with him. But I don't want to have him have red pants as well, so I think he's gonna get red armor. Should I paint that right now, or should I paint his pants first? Let's figure out which black I want to use, because I have two options. I can either use Black Templar or Black Legion. Black Legion is less transparent, so it's gonna behave more like Ball Red, where it's a little bit... It's gonna be blacker. It's gonna have a deeper black color tone to it, whereas the Black Templar is gonna be almost like a really deep gray, unless I layer it a lot or put a wash over top of it, which I don't know. I mean, it could work, but I think I almost want the, like, true black look. So what I'm gonna do is get some Black Templar on my brush, get it a little bit wet, and we'll bring our Space Marine buddy back in here. If I get a little bit more water on my brush. I think if I water down the color a little bit, which will take a little bit of patience, but I think I can make it a little bit more transparent while still getting that deeper color. But I want to do a comparison of see what Black Templar looks like when I do this, like just straight out of the pot with less watering down, because if I get basically the same effect, I'll just use the Black Templar. But I feel like that is darker than Black Templar normally shows up. Let's find out. Okay, here's my Black Templar. Alright, let's see what this does. I'm gonna put it on the other side of the strap that's on the gun. So I can clearly tell which one's which. Okay, so the main difference I'm actually seeing is color tone. The Black Templar is cooler, whereas the Black Legion is actually brown. Wow, that has way more brown in it than I realized. Because this is the Black Templar side here. Do I want the brown tone? I don't think I do. Let's see what you guys think. Sergeant Fubar, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. It's been a while. Tamiya's NATO black, that's fair. I don't have too many Tamiya colors. I have a few, but it's mostly greens, and definitely not using any greens on these guys. So I think I'm leaning actually towards the Black Templar. Originally I thought I was really going to want to use Black Legion, but nope, we're sticking with my tried and true Black Templar. I think the blue's just going to look better. Like it'll go with our kind of cool toned red actually that we've used, because this is the nice thing about this. Oh my gosh. That's what we should do before we move on fully to the black. Okay, we know what we're doing for black now. That's fine. Before we actually do that, let's get the Crimson Caribur Crimson, I said that backwards, on these guys, because they should be dry enough now. Because I want to see what that looks like. Did I miss a little spot there? I did. Oops. Oopsie. You know, I ask myself that exact same question, Sturdy R. Alright, there we go. Filled that in. Lovely. Cool. Now we'll swap, let him dry a smidge. Shouldn't take it too long. And we'll do this guy's wash. Alrighty, let's get him in focus. I believe that looks good. Lovely, and now for the wash. Oh yeah, it's making those folds pop so nicely. Heck yeah. Love it. It also adds a smidge of a dirty look, which I do enjoy. Heh.
Phrasing.
Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna definitely need more wash on my palette. We'll take care of that in a second. Make sure to get his bootay. Okay, that looks great. Get a little bit more there. And on the inside there, because apparently I missed that. Bam. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's get his armband. Let's not forget that before we move on to our other guy. Oh, I do like just the slight punch of depth that this is adding. There. Beautiful lad. Alright, he's gonna go over there to dry. And now we'll bring our friend over here. We'll start with his armband just to give his legs a little bit more time to dry. I'm pretty sure it's okay. Contrast does dry quite quickly, but I like to be a little extra cautious sometimes. Especially when using the washes over top contrast. Because sometimes if it really isn't dry enough, it will lift it a little bit. Alright, oh. Well, let's see if we can get rid of that big old stain. Whoopsies. Alright, I can clean the rest of the shirt up, it should be okay, but trying to avoid having super quick stains. Why does this keep going to sleep? Is it because I'm...
Something wrong?
Oh, my phone just keeps going to sleep and like taking away chat. Hello, Havman. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Alright, let's keep... We need a little bit more of our crimson wash for his pants. Let's go. Yeah, now that this is doing exactly what I hoped it would do. This is always why you should test. So I recommend getting some kind of miniature. It can be ones that you just know you'll never paint, or that you'll never like build an army around. It can be a unit you don't like and you're never going to use, but you got it in a set and you haven't been able to like sell it, or you don't care to try to sell it because that's too time consuming. It could just be you buy some really cheap crappy minis from like a yard sale or something like that, or off Facebook Marketplace, and you literally use them to just do test colors so that you know what exactly your stuff is going to look like before you actually put it on the models you care about the most. You know, I actually went heavier on his wash this time, and I like it even more. I might do a second light wash on the other guy to give him the same effect. Gee, this looks good. I like it. I like it. Yeah, okay. He's beautiful. Let's see. Are you dry? Probably not. Not even close. Yeah, I definitely am going to give him a second little wash, though. We're going to let him dry a little bit more, and we'll do that. And then we can move on to our Black Templar. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that line. Chris, don't worry about being late. It's lovely to have you here. The contrast paints tend to dry within like 5 to 10 minutes. I would say the shades are a little bit longer to dry. They stay wetter a bit longer, so I would say it's 10 to 15 minutes for that.
You're good on Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I just finished it, but I don't need any more. They are coming along well. We spent a little bit of time figuring out exactly what colors we wanted to use because I had a couple different red options. And I wasn't sure because it feels like it's been like 6 months since I painted anything. I think it's only really been like a month and a half, but it feels so long ago that I was feeling nervous. So I went ahead and did some extreme testing on this Sacrificial Space Marine. to see what color I wanted to do, and ultimately I decided to go with the top color tone, which is a little bit of a pinky red color, and then do a dark red wash over top of it, which is working really good. True, Gordon, it does dry faster if you're in the heat, which it is a fairly warm room in here where I am, because we have the computers running and everything. But yeah, if you want to speed up your dry times, I recommend getting a inexpensive small blow dryer, and using that to help dry your paints if you really want.
Travel one.
Like, yeah, travel size one. Anything that has like where it can go into like low settings. Hello? Oh, there we go. This occasionally freezes, I've noticed. The
Okay.
but it doesn't seem to be doing it super often. I just realized that it was doing it.
You're gonna disappear for a minute.
Okay, disappearing for a moment. Bye guys, I'll be right back. I love when it froze on. That's so good. Perfect.
Amazing.
So
I'm
good.
just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, you're just gonna leave me like that? I won't move. Good evening, Colin. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Alrighty, let's see. Let's continue. We need to do our second wash. Your leg is still not dry. It's fine. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the black on these guys, and we'll come back to our wash in a moment. Really shake out the black Templar, make sure it's mixed properly. Yeah, that feels good. Hey! I'm back. All right.
Sorry for the echo.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Not to you.
Oh. Sorry, folks. Were we echoing for something?
It was just when I turned on the new camera, it did some stuff.
Oh, got it. All right, well, we should be good now. Screenshot for screensaver. There you go.
Like, I think that should fix it.
Cool.
If it keeps happening, let me know, and then I have some new theories.
All right. Excellent.
Because I think what it is I have that and your microphone going to a hub.
Ah, you think it might be getting like overloaded or something?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, I've only noticed it occasionally, so like it's been really, really intermittent, and no one in chat has commented on it, so I don't think it's ever been stuck for an extremely long period of time or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just something that like I occasionally look up and notice, hey, I'm not moving, and then I go, am I broken? Oh. Have I disconnected? Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Rebooting Angela.exe.
I would probably die without the Chaos Cultist, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, that would be legitimately...
Say what?
Tactile Sun asked, what would we ever do without the Chaos Cultist? And I said that I would probably die.
Oh,
because
that's extreme.
It's not, because it's the truth. You keep me motivated, sir. Am I?
What?
Oh, I was fixing my focus. Okay. Time for some black paint on his bootay. Oh, hello! Jack has decided that he is tired of being downstairs, and he's gonna come up and bug us now. Hope you guys are ready. He is the cutest boy. Although it seems like he has gone over to his dad and been like, hey.
No.
Jack, don't rub on that.
I'm leveling.
Jack, he's leveling his samurai. I need to figure out, totally change the subjects, but I need to figure out what I'm doing for my tank.
In Stormblood?
In Stormblood, yeah. Like, part of me kind of is leaning towards just sticking with the warrior.
It is an effective strategy.
But then a part of me also kind of wants to do the... Isn't the Gunblade?
Yes.
Yeah, the Gunblade is a tank, and that kind of sounds cool. Although the Dark Knight is also cool, because that's also a tank, right?
Which one?
Dark Knight?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the three. I'm either leaning warrior...
the 3 of the 4 tanking classes. Yes.
Oh, wait, is there only one other one?
Yeah, the Paladin.
Oh, yeah, I don't really want to do a Paladin, I don't think. I'm more of a cleric girl, not a Paladin. Okay, let's go ahead and paint his front side. Just like we did the red, it's okay if we're a little sloppy. We just really want to make sure this color is in those recesses where it connects to literally any of the other pieces that he's wearing. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm getting some good highlights and shadows.
I'm in a group with someone whose literal name is Viewing Cutscene.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So it just always says they're viewing cutscene.
Wonder if that confuses people.
Oh, it just confused our tank, so yes.
Okay, well there you go. What a troll. Alright, I think on my red boy, one of my red pants boy, I need to paint the inside of that boot like I just did on this guy. Because I think it doesn't go all the way down, like the armor. So, we'll need to fix that, but I think that will do for now on him. Does he have an armband? He does! It will also be black. He will have a white shirt, but he's going to have red armor. He totally is the best. You're right, Havin. We should be okay now. I don't think we've had any other problems since we did the little reboot of the camera. You guys let me know if anything happens.
Oh my god, you are being a little shit.
Me?
No.
Oh.
Him.
I see.
I have a cat on me.
Oh, Jack is being a little shit. Yes. I see. I didn't realize he had gotten up into your lap.
Yes.
I see.
He is all up in my space.
Well, he does like to do that to you. He's very lovey. He says you give the best snugs.
He keeps trying to get on my desk and other things.
Ah, he wants to play the game with you. I understand.
Does seem to.
He's a gamer boy.
Yeah, but normally he plays Total War, not this.
Well... Maybe he's real. He's like, listen, you haven't played my favorite game in a while, so I'm gonna have to learn this one.
Wow. Now I'm the bad guy.
What? It's Jack saying that, not me. Jack. Oh, you're so cute. He's now on Chaos Cultist's shoulder, and it's adorable. He is so sweet. Yeah, I saw your little chirp. I'm not feeding you. Oh, thank you. It's whenever natural light comes in, you get to see the purple in it more. Although I have started adding the blue back into the bottom. It probably won't show up a huge amount yet because it was purple for so long. But I am doing that. Havin, thank you for the 8-month membership. That is awesome. Heck yeah. So glad you're enjoying the outfit. And thank you very, very much for the compliment. Thank you so much. Oh, it just Stream Elements told me that you sponsored once again, so thank you. You're awesome, sir. He is a very dedicated boy. You're very, very right about that. Although he has now left us. He said, I see that I'm not getting the attention that I want. Goodbye. Okay. Oh! Everything's fine. Nothing almost happened.
Do you need anything?
No, I'm just gonna take a breather for a moment. I have this. I have the thing that I need. Holy shit.
What just happened? What happened? Who almost died?
It would have been fine. It would have been fine. I knocked over the open pot of Black Templar.
Angela.
But it's low enough. It's an older pot, so it's low enough that it didn't spill out fast enough. And even if it had, it is literally on a paper towel. So the paper towel would have immediately started absorbing it. But it's fine. It's fine, but that freaked me out.
We never spilled any paint on the floor of the old home.
I know, I was so proud of myself. Which was amazing because it was carpet. Like, that was the thing, is I was so worried about spilling paint on it because it was carpet. And I just didn't want to have to replace the carpet in the condo or anything like that. So, woohoo! But thankfully, don't have to worry about that here. We have hardware. I feel like I went weirdly like Swedish there. Yeah, I went with a Swedish chef there. Hardwood. Which is great. It was just black luck. No, I think bad luck, I think, yes. But thankfully, actually no, maybe it was, because like honestly, it was lucky that it didn't spill. God, I'm so grateful it didn't spill. I mean, I have like, I think an entirely unopened
Could you not spill in the office?
I'm trying not to. Nothing spilt. Nothing spilt. Okay, let's me get into the screen.
I asked her to like inspect some Lego the other day, and she walks up there and takes her fist and just smashes a ship against the wall.
Okay, that is not what happened. I did not take my fist and smash it into the ship.
She crushed it. She took her fist and like rubbed the heel of her palm into it.
You're making me into a way cooler, more evil villain than I actually am.
Yep.
Because it was not at all like that. I mean, I wish I was just being that, like, well, no, I don't, because that's mean. And I don't like being mean. But I understand, like, how it could be very, like, I don't know, weirdly badass trolly, I guess, to do that. But no, what happened was I was going to inspect something security on a wall because we were putting up some of the ships that we want to have like flying in the dueling room. And when I went to push on it to check, I was too far onto the sides of the ship and
crushed it.
I crushed it with my mighty strength.
With hate.
With my mighty strength. There was definitely no hate. There was no hate at all. There was no hate. But my mighty strength, my muscles that I didn't know I had, I popped a piece off. Technically it was 2 pieces, but I found them immediately and put them back on. And everything was fine.
You shattered it.
I did.
It was very traumatizing.
It was. There were tears. Gnashing of teeth. The tearing out of hair. It was
salting of earth.
The salting of earth. It
the
was
lamentation of women.
Yep. Exactly. It was traumatic. All right, that's looking good. Lovely. Do you not have an armband, sir? You don't have an armband. Wow. Okay. Did I get your crotch well enough? Yes, it looks like I did. Oh.
And if I had a nickel.
If you had a nickel for every time I said that?
Yep.
Would you have more than 1 nickel?
Anyway.
Alright, he looks good and he doesn't have an armband, so we don't have anything else to paint on him. That is black. I feel good about that. Yes, it was my vampire strength. I just didn't realize that I had turned.
Tsundere strength.
It was my tsundere strength, exactly. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, in direct sunlight, it really, like, you really see the color a lot more. In more, like, synthetic light, it looks really, like, it almost looks black sometimes.
We can work on that coloring.
Well, I can't really lighten my hair much. I don't
No,
want
I meant we could work on the lighting of your...
Oh, of, like, I
we
see.
have better lights for that now.
Yes, we do have better lights for that now, actually, thanks to my parents. My parents sent me 2 new, like... Professional grade lights, which is cool. And I had been wanting for a little while. So not only am I going to be using that for YouTube content, but I'll also be using it for the spicy content as well. And I actually have a backdrop that's new for that. Oh, okay, I did freeze again there for just a split second, but it didn't last too long. So interesting. But yeah, it's looking really good. I'm very excited. Oh, I wanted to call out, just while I'm taking a small like break here before I move on to the next thing, which is doing the second wash over top one of those guys' pants, our red boy's pants. I want to call out, when it comes to my Blood Bowl miniatures, I will be working on them again on stream, not only on my channel, but also over on the Hobby Collabs channel. Meg invited me over, so I should be over there on September 8th, which I believe is a Sunday, and it'll be a morning stream. So for those of you that want to hang out with both me and Meg while we work on our Blood Bowl teams, because she's also part of the league that I'm participating in, you should make sure to go check out the Hobby Collabs channel on September 8th, because I will be over there. I'll make additional announcement as we get closer to the date and everything, but I just figured I'd give a little heads up since it's relevant to literally what we're painting today. And I wanted to go ahead and just like get that in your brains for those of you that like to like pre-plan your streamer watching schedule. Ooh, did he? I haven't heard about any contests specifically, but I know that I am participating in the league, and Meg and I are meeting up to paint some of our miniatures. I almost dripped on myself. Whoops. Okay, let's get this guy back on his handle. Shake up our Caribou Crimson one more time. Gosh, such a tongue twister because it's alliteration. And get one more thinned layer of this on our model. Because, yeah, I think... Yeah, I like the way this guy's has dried a bit more. It's a little deeper into the recesses, so... But I definitely want to do an even coating on everything, which is why we're just going to go back over the entire thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like this. With kind of emphasizing it in and around any of those seams. Beautiful. And then the last place to really emphasize it is around this knee, because that's where you got some really nice, beautiful folds. Lovely. Okay, we'll let that dry. I need to paint the backside of the armband, because I didn't previously. Oops, sorry, there you go. Oh, did you order the, is Halo Flashpoint Spartan Edition, is that the Halo board game that was announced / launched / said to be coming out sometime soon? Or is that something different? I'm not a big, like, Halo fan myself, so I don't follow them specifically, but I feel like that is what I remember the name of the board game being called, but I could not actually say off the top of my head. Nice! Well, yeah, no, we're working on some stuff. We're gonna have a league. I don't know, like, if or how many of the games are gonna be, like, filmed or anything like that. At least not that I've heard right now. But I know I am extremely excited to paint and get the teams together and then actually participate in the league. Because the last time I participated in a league was so much fun. It was a great time. Okay, let's get. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a small amount of cleanup only on the armor pieces on all of the guys, because now I'm going to use the exact same colors that I've been working with, the red and the black, but do it on their armor, just opposite whatever their pant color is. But before I do that, I do want to go ahead and do some touch up with the wraith bone. So where was that? There it is. Whoop. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. The last time that I was over there and hung out, it was great. It's going to be a little bit of an early morning for me because it's a 10 a.m., I believe, start time. So I'll need a... I'm about like 2 hours or so from her now.
I think it's a little less than that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'll want to... Well, I like to get there early, though. So, like, I think it's like an hour and a half, maybe. But I'll probably leave, like, 2 hours beforehand because I just want to get there with a little bit of time to spare so I don't feel like I'm rushing. Okay, Oh, they had copies at Gen Con. That makes complete sense. Of course. Were you able... So I'm assuming, Colin, then that you went to Gen Con. That's extremely exciting. I'm going to... Because I can't remember the last time that I did it, but I feel like it's been a little while. I'm going to turn off the camera real fast before I get started on the re-priming and then turn it back on. Because I feel like it's been like at least 15 to 20 minutes. And I need to do it every 30 minutes or so. Also, can I just say that I really appreciate that we've maintained like 30 plus people hanging out on this stream. Like, that blows my mind. So just thank you guys for being here. Man, I haven't been to Gen Con since before COVID, and I really want to go back at some point.
I know, me too.
Oh, I know we both do. I'm just more like saying to chat of like, at some point, I would love to go back. At some point, I'd also love to like actually be able to go to an Adepticon or a Nova Open or something like that. Not to necessarily play anything, but I would want to go to just like experience it as a convention because I've never done that before, and I know there's a bunch of other things that happen. Oh, okay, so you didn't go to Gen Con because you're in Scotland. I understand completely. But you were able to order it because they were doing like a sale because of it being available there. Did I just? No, I don't think I smeared anything. It's fine. Everything's fine. That's sick. Well, I hope when it comes in, it's awesome. Mantic makes good miniatures. Like, I like what they do for their mini designs. So I'm sure they did a really good job with the Spartans. Oh, I can imagine not, Colin. I feel like most government jobs don't pay very well, no matter where you are. All right, let's go ahead and start cleaning this guy up. You know, ironically, I think the red's going to be harder to cover up than the black. Why is my eye watering? My eye just suddenly started watering, and I have no idea why. Please stop, eyeball. I would like to paint. I think I blinded myself. I think I looked up at light too fast and literally blinded myself. It made my eye like do the light reaction thing that it does. Weird. Okay. Sorry about that. My body was rejecting everything that I am. Oh, Gordon, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that, but that is a blatant lie. I am not in any capacity a fluid speaker. I stumble so much on my words and I way too often. I have said too many times even in the stream already. But I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you for trying to build up my ego. See, even in my thank you,
slow down.
I stumbled all over the place. It's because I go too fast. Chaos Cultist is absolutely right. I need to slow down because I just start speaking so rapidly. And it's a real problem. All right. We need a little bit more water on our brush. It needs to be a little bit... There we go. We want it to be milky. Which always just feels a little bit like weird to say, but it is true. Some nice coverage there. Go ahead and tidy up this fin on his hip. I'm not going to worry about any other sections right now other than the armor because we're about to paint like it, specifically. And I'm going to come back to the leathers again later and they're connected to the armor, which means that I'll likely get the armor color on the leathers. And there's no point in doing double cleanup when you really don't need to. So we're not going to worry about anything that isn't going to be metal armor colors right now. Is it in focus enough for you guys? I think I'm going to do an adjustment just to do a sanity check. I think that's better. I think that's a little bit more focused for you. Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that, Colin. I am much better at freeform speaking than I am, like, script reading, I will admit. I also just don't have a lot of practice with script reading. Like, this may come as a surprise to some of you, I'm sure, but I never did any theater or drama or anything like that in school. I was way too stage frightful of that kind of class when I was growing up, so I never took any of those classes. I did one improv thing which literally made me cry when I was at a, like, for those of you in the US, if you were in those, like, I'm going into the gifted classes or what, or not the gifted, the advanced classes, they, like, gave out, like, AP classes. I remember getting, like, an option to go to a Chicago art-based, like, summer program for, like, a week. And during that, we did a bunch of different art-related things. And it ended up being very focused on speaking and comedy, actually, and then jazz, because Chicago has a lot of comedy clubs, jazz clubs. But then we also got to go to a lot of the art museums in Chicago, which was really the main reason I wanted to go. I was like, that sounds so sick. I want to go. It was really cool. But as part of that, we went to a comedy club and we did a class, I guess, if you will. Like, I don't know if that's the right term for it.
Workshop.
A workshop. Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. We did a workshop while we were there. And part of that workshop was doing improv. And I literally cried. Which you probably would not have guessed, considering I speak on camera all the time now, and I don't cry. So, like, you would think it'd be fine, but, like, and I improv, I guess, technically. I mean, right now, technically what I'm doing would be, I guess, sort of improv. It's at least off the cuff. But yeah, back then, it was so rough for me. I was very, very against doing any kind of performance because I had zero confidence in myself in that regard. But now, I have a lot more confidence, partially because, well, mostly because of Chaos Cultist building up my confidence and telling me that I could do it, and then showing me that I could do it, and then having lots of videos to be able to prove to me that I could do it, even when I doubt myself, like, later on. But then also... Do it! scared the shit out of me.
That's how I made you do it.
It's true. It's not
with
actually
fear.
It's not true. You didn't do it with fear. You did it with building up my confidence and showing me that I was already capable. But also, like, you guys have genuinely helped, like, because you being here in chat and giving me someone to talk to allows me to build those improvisation skills and just try to speak more fluently and flow a little bit better, and maybe eventually slow down. Maybe one day I'll slow down. It was really funny, actually. I don't remember who it was. I was watching somebody else. It was a female content creator, and she spoke so slowly, to the point where normally I don't watch videos on like 2 times speed or anything like that, or like even like 1.5, or I watch videos on normal speed normally. But this one we sped up, and she ended up being at my cadence of speaking, and I was like, huh. I wonder, and I've never looked in YouTube to see if there's like stats on this or not. So I have no idea if there are, but I am curious, like, how few or many people listen to me on a times X speed, because I already speak relatively fast. And I would wonder if I would get really incomprehensible if you like sped me up when I'm speaking normally. Because with her, like the other creator, like, I don't know, she just paused so much that it was so annoying. I need to pick up the pace.
I'm wondering who you're talking about.
I don't remember who it was, actually. Like, you and I were watching the video together, and we definitely like increased the speed because we were like, this is just going on. Like, I don't remember, because it was something that was like tied to her personally.
Okay.
And I don't remember who it was. Like, I genuinely, like, and I'm not like saying that this person does this all the time. It was just like one instance, but it was just very funny to hear somebody go from speaking how I wish I spoke sometimes, which was more slowly, more thoughtfully, to then going to my speaking speed and then thinking about it from like a YouTube perspective, because we were both YouTubers, obviously.
How's
like,
it get to the point?
Of how many people actually do that for me. If you speed me up when you watch my videos, let me know, because I'm kind of curious, because I have no idea if YouTube tracks that. I speak slowly compared to Scottish folk? Really?
Yeah.
How fast must you speak? That's wild. I mean, I'm sure that like I probably speak slowly and for some other like cultures as well, because I know some like languages just end up spoken really, really fast. I didn't realize that like the Scots spoke so quickly. All right, I completely let my paint dry on my brush a little bit. Like, not completely, but enough that it wasn't spreading like I wanted it to. Oh, that makes sense. I can see it definitely during a stream, because my streams can go on and on and on, and I ramble. So I could see maybe doing that. But like, I'm talking more like my videos, like my produced, published videos. I'm curious if anybody speeds those up. Alright, do we need to fix... Yeah, there's a little bit on the underside. I thought there might be. Although I'm not going to worry too much about it, because realistically, who's going to be flipping him upside down this much to actually inspect that? He's not going in for a painting competition, so shouldn't be a problem. Although, I am going to pop you off this base real quick so that I can fix this underside, because it's a little bit worse than what the other thing I was talking about. You really never thought I spoke quickly until I said something about it? That's fair. I think I'm also just extremely self-conscious of the fact that I stumble on words because I do speak fast, and I actively have a hard time slowing myself down and not speaking as quickly. Like, it takes a lot of effort for me to do that. to check something. Do they paint the boots as if they're armor? No. Okay. I didn't think so. Because they looked more leathery to me. Well, I tidied those up even though I didn't need to. That's fine. So I fixed this fin. Do the sides because it looked a little bit sloppy there. Okay, we've done that. That piece is fine. I'm going to do the edges around the shirt a smidge because those look a little bit like I might have missed a smidge of paint when priming originally. There we go. Lovely. A gimmick, I have been enjoying them so much so far as well. What did you end up doing for yours? Did you go with the classic black, red, white color scheme like the box art? That's what I'm doing. Or did you do something different for your vampires? I'm very curious what you did for yours. I feel like they almost ask for the black, red, white color scheme because they are so Dracula-esque. But I could definitely see doing some slightly different designs. All right, let's just check his head. Oh my god. I didn't paint that hand at all with primer. Wow. Angela, how did you miss that when you were doing your initial checkup? This is probably the guy that I was like, oh yeah, this one looks fine. At least I got one of them. Not. Okay. That looks like it's got a little bit of cleanup needed. Let's get the shoulder on the inside. And yeah, okay. I think he's now good. There's one more thing on his underside that I want to take care of gently. Don't press too hard. There we go. Okay, fixed it. All right, we'll let him dry and we'll tidy up the next lad. Would I just not be able to understand anybody? Would you guys just all be talking so fast if I went to Glasgow and you'd be like, nope, don't know what anybody's saying. Excuse me, and then I would just be sad because I wouldn't be able to communicate. You went with the box art mainly for the classic Castlevania. Yeah, I agree. Like they're asking for it. Like they have such. I mean, it is because they went with the classic Bram Stoker Dracula, Castlevania, etc. Like I completely agree. GW was so ripping off other designs, but it's great. And honestly, they didn't make it their own. I will say, I can't knock a Blood Bowl miniature. They're just so good. They're just so good. Okay, we don't need to worry about the boots yet, because there is they're gonna be the brownie leather color tone that we're gonna do, which just means that we need a little bit of touch up here because I think that's the edge of the armor. Yes, although I do need to go back in with a little bit of black on the boot because I noticed I missed some stuff. How dare I? It's gonna happen a lot, guys. Hate to break it to you. Watch Rabsy Nesbit or Still Game and they will show you how we talk. Okay. I will try to remember that. Okay. What is Still Game about? It sounds like a sports related thing. Is it? I could also see it being a competition show. Now I kind of hope it's a competition show. Oh, they have their own language in Glasgow? Got it. Like, by their own language in Glasgow, do you mean, like... Do you mean in the same way that, like, Welsh is a separate language? Or do you mean in the sense that it's English, but it's so... Like, it's so slang-specific to Glasgow that it basically is its own language? Like, is it a dialect of English, essentially? Is that what you mean? Still Game is about a couple of pensioners living out in a scheme as they are just being themselves. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, I know Welsh is a language. That's why I was asking, like... It's English, but also accent. I see. But is it, like, English that has, like, a lot of, like, very...
I think they're saying it's, like, Australian.
Ah, okay. Where it just is... Okay, so it's just, like, you just are, like, unless you know the accent and how to decipher the accent, you're probably not going to... I'll suck at that. I'm terrible with accents. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I know Welsh is its own separate, like, all of, like, French and Spanish, etc. That's why I was asking, like, is it like a separate language, a la Welsh, which I was just trying to use one that's also, you know, in the British Isles, most commonly. Or is it just so, like, slang heavy that it becomes indecipherable? More gruff and earthy, huh? Okay. Alright, I think our two Black Pants boys are cleaned up. I'll probably start painting the armor and find out that I'm wrong. But I think we're going to move on to the red lads. So I can still make some progress. Actually, how long have we been going? I don't even know. Also, the fact that, gosh, there's 40 of you hanging out. Hello. Lovely to have you all here. What time is it? That would tell me what time, how long I've been going. Whoa, I've been live for almost 2 hours. Sick.
You've been over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours? Okay, nice. That's a little shame to hear. Is Gaelic not spoken that often anymore?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Do they teach it in schools, like, over in the British Isles? Like, is it something that, like, is actively taught, or is it one of those languages that, like, you have to learn from, like, a family member who speaks it kind of thing?
I believe it's more the latter.
Oh, that's so sad, because that's, like... Oh, that's really sad to hear. Okay. I think I'm going to hold you this way. Oh, yeah. That is a much better position for me to be able to see what I'm working on. Boop, boop, boop. Let me just make sure you're on screen. You look like you're focused. you can take some classes, but it's really not mandatory. Oh, I absolutely believe it. I think most like places probably experience something similar where like you either have a region that speaks a dialect of the language that is so varied that it's like almost incomprehensible to you, or yeah, I mean I feel like that just happens everywhere. I know like there's been points in the South where like people have just had such a heavy Southern accent that I'm like, I'm sorry, what did you say? Because it just made no sense to me. So yeah, definitely, I've experienced that even in the States. Yeah, let's get this side. Oop, oop, there we go. Gentle, Angela, gentle. Nice. Clean up the... I know I'm sinking behind the camera. I'll come back out in a second. There we go. And then finally, the inside here on this one panel. I think we can move on to another section. Is that good? Does that look good? Okay, I think that is good. Again, the boots we don't need to take care of right now. There's no armor by that armband. Oh, no, that's definitely shirt. Okay, I think we're good. I think I'm on camera.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Music was just being weird, so I just cut it.
Oh, okay. No problem. I didn't know wee was actually a Scottish word for small. Like, I kind of assumed that because I've heard, like, wee lass. And I assumed it meant small girl.
Yes.
But I didn't know that was actually, like, wee was the actual...
Oh, but isn't it but a little wee?
a wee lass! No, I completely agree. Okay. We're looking good. Have we finished the other guy? I think we've only done one of the red lads. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he needs some cleanup. He needs probably actually the most cleanup. Let me adjust. Seems focused. Because, yeah, I got a lot of the wash on this guy's armor panels, I remember. I think I got the wash, like, on him kind of everywhere. I don't know what was happening. I just apparently got very sloppy. Oh, I agree. I was, listen, I wasn't actually attempting to do, like, a true Scottish accent. I could never, like, I barely can do, like, Southern accents, and that's from my home country. I would never actually attempt. Like, I can't do English. I occasionally can randomly slip into Russian.
It's like a parody Russian.
It's like, but I mean Russian as in like I'm being like a Russian spy from like a 1980s like spy flick kind of Russian, not like actual Russian. Chaos Cultist needs lessons. Fair enough. Listen, I will not.
I achieved my goals.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
Oh, but you see, he's a wee bit triggered now.
Oh my gosh. I am. I'm actually just cringing a little bit, is what's happening. If that was part of your goal, you've also succeeded.
It was.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well, you've succeeded. Lovely. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is going actually well. I was worried that the red cleanup was going to be a little bit more tedious than the black cleanup. Because for some reason, sometimes the reds just really like to peek through the wraith bone, no matter how many layers sometimes I feel like I put on it.
Have I angered the chat?
No, they just said leave it to the Craig Ferguson videos. You made him like... I hope you heard that. I hope you heard that noise that you made him make.
It's a raspberry.
Yeah, you did. You made him make a raspberry noise. You're absolutely right. Olga Poldolga from Volga. Yeah, basically, yeah. That's the kind of French, or not the French. That's the kind of Russian.
From Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I think so. I think that is.
That's who it always makes me think of.
Yes, that's kind of who I think of as well whenever I go into the accent. So to be fair, like that's definitely the vibe I'm going for.
Angela Romanov.
Exactly. Now I want to watch Anastasia.
I thought you were going to say Black Widow.
No. I still haven't seen that, actually.
My understanding is it was fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. My problem is I'm not actually that big of a ScarJo fan.
No, that's very acceptable.
Yeah. Like, do I think she's an attractive woman? Absolutely. Do I think she's
it
like...
got played out.
It kind of, yeah,
out.
like, do I think she's like the hottest woman ever? No. Do I think she's like even like up there in that? Not really, personally. Like, that's just my personal opinion. But I just really felt like she was over...
Giving her opinion on other women.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I just thought... Like,
Be good.
I am. No, she's great. I'm glad she was like... Like, I'm honestly, I'm glad she got all of the, like, focus on her that she did. But I felt like she was just in too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became a little bit too much for me. Anastasia was like one of their best movies, I think, that they did for animated features. There's definitely other ones too, none that I can think of off the top of my head right now, because I always end up thinking like some Disney films and or DreamWorks films end up being like 21st Century Fox when they're not. Because like, for example, Iron Giant, is that 21st Century Fox? I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I thought it was Universal.
Is it Universal's?
Yeah, because they were in Ready Player One.
Ah, okay. Well, but 21st Century Fox doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, but it was bought by Disney.
Ah, okay.
Remember, we literally saw its ruins in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, no, we did. Pretty good, actually. I enjoyed the third?
Yes.
Third Deadpool movie, the Deadpool
Yeah, we never
Wolverine.
saw the second one.
I never saw the second one, but I enjoyed the Deadpool and Wolverine Some of the jokes I felt were repeated too many times, I'll admit.
Just we get it. It's Marvel, and it's R-rated. Thank you.
Yes, like...
It's Disney.
Yeah, I think, like, that was just a little bit, like...
Disney just used to publish these movies under a different name. Relax.
It's true. It's like they've always done R-rated content. They just didn't used to call it Disney.
That's true.
Like, calm down. But, like, I would not want to go see it again explicitly. Like, if somebody put it on, I'd be like, cool, I'll watch it. But I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it a second time. I'm also not like a hardcore Deadpool fan or a hardcore Ryan Reynolds fan. And while I do think Logan, or called him Logan, Hugh Jackman, thank you, is also fantastic. I'm also not even like that hardcore of a Hugh Jackman fan. It was really good. Like, it was, like, again, it was a very funny movie. Really glad that I saw it in theaters. But I have no desire to go see it again. Definitely not in theaters. Like, I think it'd be one of those things if I saw it come on TV, or if I was, like, browsing, you know, Disney Plus and it was available, and I was in the mood for something like that, maybe, but I guess I've never been that hardcore of a Deadpool fan, is part of the problem. So, like, his movies, while I find him funny, I also find him tedious. No, just all of their artists drew softcore stuff. One of my favorites is, I don't remember his name. I don't even know if he still works there necessarily. But the guy who did the Stitch movies, like did the character designs for Lilo's sister. Oh man, he's got some good stuff. All right, that's looking pretty good, but there's a little bit of red on this like edge here, so let's see if we can clean that up before we stick him back down. Maybe just hold him in place. Okay, yeah, see, the red is like visually peeking through to me, and I don't know why it does that. I mean, it should be okay. It's going to be covered by black, so... But sometimes it, like, shows through, and I want them to be distinct colors from each other. That's why I'm being kind of anal about this cleanup. Okay. This edge needs a little pick-me-up. There we go. Nice, you just went and saw Aliens for the first time in cinema? Nice. I don't know if that's one I've seen in cinemas. Like, I've seen it. I've watched the movie. But I don't think I saw it in theaters. I definitely... Aliens is the second one, right? So that came out in 1998? Aliens, which is the second one, right?
Yeah.
Did that come out in the 90s?
Yes.
Late 90s?
Actually, no, it was 86.
Oh, Aliens was 86?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Well, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
So I never saw those in theaters, for sure.
That's right. The first one's 79. I always think it's 89.
Oh my god. Is the first one that, like, long ago? You definitely shifted it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that old. No, I meant, like, you turned it so that, like, I was... There we go. Yay. Oh.
I heard those.
Oh my god, I needed that. I was getting such a tension headache because of, like, that cramp that was happening in my neck. All right. What time is it right now?
It is 3:35.
Excellent. I figure I'll go for another half an hour or so and then end at 4. Yeah.
That was my expectation.
Okay, cool. All right.
And then this cat can finally be fed.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I have been starving him this entire time. Cruelly. He agrees. Okay, let's go ahead and at least in the next half an hour get all the red armor painted up. And potentially washed. I can't believe, I didn't realize it was 86 is when Aliens came out. I really thought it was in the 90s for some reason. I was still gonna be like, I was too young. My parents would have never let me see it. But no, I wasn't even alive. Amazing. Alright, we got a little bit of paint in our palette again. Bit of moisture on our brush. Now let's delicately get back onto screen. Am I focused enough?
Yes.
Okay. Start painting this armor. And try not to spill too much onto the black. I really don't want to have to repaint it. Alright. Gentle now, Angela. Steady hand. I don't know if you can see super... Oh, you can! Okay, so you'll see that if you look on the... Not the camera that's showing the miniature, because I've moved the miniature off screen a little bit, but you see my hands. I'm going to lift them up for a little bit. Just because I know people sometimes comment on, you know, they don't have very steady hands. They don't feel like they can paint as easily. I also have fairly unsteady hands sometimes, depending on... And your hands can become more steady and less steady depending on how much water you've had, how much food you've eaten, how anxious you're feeling, etc. If I'm feeling extremely anxious, my hands will just shake so much. And it makes painting really, really painful. And by painful, I just mean like hard, because I don't have a steady hand. But one of the things that you can do is you can brace your hands on each other, how I was doing with my thumb and my these fingers, my pinky and ring finger on my other, as I was using them to brace against each other, and it helps steady things and gave me a little bit more control. So when you're doing fine details, or if you just feel like you have an unsteady hand and you want to be a little cleaner, that might be a good way to achieve that look that you're looking for, without becoming really uncomfortable for yourself. But I do recommend getting a handle, like a painting handle of some variety, if you're going to do that. It just makes the ability to brace your hands against each other a little bit easier, because you're not having to keep your fingers as tight by holding and clenching onto the miniature that you're trying to paint on. So I really recommend that. You watched Aliens at a midnight premiere? Oh, that sounds so cool. I bet a midnight premiere in 1986 would be, like, sick. Alright, that armor is almost... Ooh! Just poked the camera with my brush. I'm so sorry. Alright, there's that. And there's a little bit there. Okay. And then a smidge more there. Okay. Oh, I think that looks really good. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and... Oh my gosh, it's 11:35 at night for you, Gordon? Dang. let's go ahead and paint the next bit of armor. Now, this next piece of armor is 2-tiered, and I think I really like the idea of doing that a little bit on my lads as well. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do the bigger, flatter panel. Sorry, I was looking at the box art to be like, what did they do? And I realized that they actually didn't do any of the armor on these guys in red, but I don't care. I'm not copying it exactly. So I want to do red here on this flat panel. And we're going to leave the other side unpainted because I'm going to make it the silver tone. I will be putting some black on it to give my silver a better base to work on, because lighter color tones underneath metallics I don't like the look of. So we're going to fix that up, but for right now, we're just going to go ahead and put some red here. And then also red on his back. Yes. Yeah, that looks great. I just heard a loud cackle come from Chaos Cultist from downstairs because he has left the room. And I'm not going to lie, it concerned me slightly. It's 40 past midnight in Denmark? You're never going to wake up later? I hope you go to bed after this, Alex. My goodness. You're up so late. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and paint the back panel. Bring him a little closer. Just my... Ooh, there we go. You guys see the little bat design that's like above this panel a little bit? It's so cute. My cat is very upset. I can hear him downstairs meowing at the Chaos Cultist going, "Father, why isn't she feeding me? Does mother not love me anymore?" That's not true, Jack. I do. You sweet kitty boy. I'm just busy painting my vampires. Okay, this is looking good though. I'm very happy. This is also giving me a nice foundation. And one of the reasons I want to start with the ghouls and not the actual vampires themselves is because I wanted to get myself back into the flow of painting, since I have not in a while. And I didn't want it to be super, super stressful. So that's looking good. I like where we're at there. I don't think we need anything else red on him, so I'm going to put him off to the side, grab my other lad with black pants, and start painting his armor. Need a little bit more paint. Ah. No! Don't cry. He is not starving. He just wants you to believe he is starving. But he's really overdramatic. This cat, okay, let me be very, very clear. My cat, the boy, will literally get on top of me in the middle of the night at least 2 to 3 times, generally around the hours of 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and 6 a.m., demanding food, which I always get up and give him. Okay? He is not starving. He is the most spoiled cat on the planet, and he constantly disrupts my sleep. Do not sympathize with the fluffy boy. He is manipulating you with his cute fluffiness. He torments me. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm really happy with how it's looking at so far as well. I think it's coming together quite handsomely. I'm very happy with these colors. All right, there we go. Oh, did I paint the inside of his? I don't know if I did. I don't know if I painted the inside of the last guy's hip fins. I'm gonna pop him off so I can do his at least. Ooh. There we go. Okay, I think that should be fine. Okay, let me get him back onto his base before we paint the next sections. Oh, I didn't check his feet either. We'll need to do that. Oh, I got another good pop out of my neck. Man, I don't know what it is, but my neck is like tight right now. He does have me wrapped around his little paw. It's because he's so cute. But you guys, therefore, should not fall for it too. Don't be seduced by his little whale. Else you'll never hear the end of it. He will just always beg. He's the sweetest boy, though. I do love him so much. And don't worry, he will get fed as soon as I'm done. No more manly tears need to be spilled. Okay, there we go. A little bit on the inside. I've got a little bit of overload of paint in my brush. There, gentle touches. Okay, now we have the armor in his legs. Okay. I'm just looking at the other guy real fast, making sure that I didn't miss anything on his boots, which I actually don't think I have. Okay, so he looks fine. This guy, however, one, I missed the edge of that panel. Awkward. And then he's got armor on his shoes. So I'm going to just paint those all red. I'm not going to do the multicolor tone. Is that armor or is that... Oh, there's a little skull! Oh my god, so cute. Okay. It's so adorable. Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to paint these first and then probably take him off of his little mount. Nice. Okay, good. I was like, am I on camera? Think I'm doing all right. Decent control, getting the sides. Okay, that looks good there. This one's got a little bit of an interesting curve. Let me get back on screen. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so that's good. And then let's do the shoulder piece like we did before. Okay, that looks good. Oh, except for that little edge there. Okay, perfect. Fixed it. Okay, I'm gonna let him dry for a smidge. And I think while that's happening, I'm gonna do the Caribou Crimson. Ooh, or no, I'm still no. We're having a little match. Do I want it to? Should I do? Okay, here's a question for you, legitimately. Okay, and this will I think be the last thing that we do and make a decision on before I call it. Because I think what time is it now? I have no idea. Let me check and see what time it is. Yeah, 3:52. Okay, so we're basically nearly wrapping up. So I have a question for you, chat. I would like to know, do you think, I'm going to bring both of these guys into screen. Do you think that I should leave the armor as the brighter, unwashed version of Ball Red and have the pants be the one that gets the wash on it to give it a little bit more of it's a fabric, and this is a like painted metal? And what do you guys think of that? Do you like that idea? Because I'm almost leaning towards that, with maybe putting, I don't know, does it need a wash? You guys tell me. Does this armor need to be washed to have a shade put over top of it? Or should I just leave it raw like this to give it a flat, sporty, painted metal look for the armor? Because I'm almost leaning towards leaving it flat. Because I kind of like that it's brighter. It kind of matches what we're doing on the box art a little bit more, but it's not as orange. And I've already taken some liberties on where I've put the red versus other places in comparison to what they did. So like, yeah, I'm almost leaning towards that. I'm almost leaning fabrics will get the wash and armor will not get the wash. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts before we conclude this evening. While we're wrapping up as well, and while I'm waiting for your guys' opinions to come in on that, and please do give me your final opinion here as we're ending the stream soon in roughly like 7 minutes or so. Let me remind you that tomorrow I'll be streaming over on my gaming channel, Hobby Night Gaming. We'll be continuing some main story quest stuff in Fallout New Vegas. On the 4th of September, coming to the gaming channel is going to be the beginning of Chaos Cultist and I's live stream playthrough of Space Marine 2 as a co-op team, which I'm extremely excited for. Oh my god, I cannot wait for Space Marine 2 to come out. It looks so epic. Like, I don't know if you guys have been watching and following along on my hobby gaming, or the gaming channel, the trailers that they've been showing, but I have been reacting to them, and they have just all look so cool. Like, they all just look so cool, and I can't wait. So I hope you're looking forward to that when Space Marine 2 comes out. In addition, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, as it relates to Blood Bowl, I will be continuing to work on these guys periodically on the hobby channel, leading up to a painting tutorial that comes out focusing on them. But I also will be bringing my lovely vampires over to the Hobby Collabs channel, and I'll be painting some of my guys up with Meg, who will be also working on her Blood Bowl team. And actually, let me double check real quick. I don't remember what she's running. I want to say, she's playing Nurgle. That's going to be very fun to go up against, potentially. I've never actually fought a Nurgle Blood Bowl team, so I'm actually extremely looking forward to that. So we will be painting up our individual Blood Bowl teams. I will be working on my vampires. She will likely be working on her Nurgle team, and that will be happening over on her channel, the Hobby Collab, which you can find on YouTube, on September 8th, beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to see me hang out with Meg, continuing to work on these guys, I will be doing so, and you can catch it then. How can you prefer Space Marine 1 if you haven't played the second one yet? Wash means putting a very transparent coating of a color tone, almost like a shade, like basically it's putting a very, I was trying to figure out how to describe it without using the word wash again, but this is a wash, also called a shade. It is a very transparent form of paint that is usually put over top additional paints to help deepen the shadows and give you a very subtle color change without like deepening the colors too much. Oh, the no was to going to bed before I finish the stream. Well, thankfully, the stream will be ending soon, so you can then get some shut-eye and get some rest. Alex, I really appreciate you hanging out with us so late into the evening. And to anybody else who's also in a region where it's super late at night, I also appreciate you hanging out with me super late into the evening. You guys are great. You prefer the orcs to the bugs? Okay, that's absolutely valid, Colin. I can completely understand that. The orcs were a lot of fun, I admit. I did like crumping the orcs in Space Marine 1. However, I'm so looking forward to the Tzeentch. Like, I want to see, I want to see where the story's gonna go. I was so invested in Titus's, like, arc, and then it just, like, ended. And I was like, okay, well, so he's been stripped of rank, but he's still, like, part of them, so, like, what's gonna happen next? And I'm so pumped to finally get to find out what's happening next. You can sometimes use inks as a shade, but the ones that I'm using are still an acrylic-based paint. They're just very, very thin. They almost, like, inks are a great way to describe them, but I would almost say they're thinner than inks because they are designed specifically to leave, they're almost like contrast paints, but more so, because they really settle into the recesses and they leave very little coloring on the flatter, more raised surfaces, because it is a thing designed to help you create shadows. A lot of people will sometimes also use them if they find that their, like, contrast paint was a little splotchy. Sometimes adding a shade over top of it can smooth that color out a little bit more because it doesn't, again, hinder the base colors so much, but it does settle into the recesses and create a deeper color tone there, creating a darker shade. Which is why when you're looking at these guys, so both of these were painted with the same red color tone. The difference is on this guy here, his pants, the reason they look darker is because I put a red wash over top of them, which deepened them significantly. And it makes it now look like a darker shade of this same color tone, because this is the base color without the shade put on top of it. And so basically what I'm wondering is, I'm almost thinking I'm going to leave the metal purely in this color tone because it's a bit brighter, a bit crisper, which I think fits a sports team vibe a bit more. Like, I feel like if you're going to have a metal piece of armor, you're going to paint it and make it, like, crisp and clean, right? And so I'm wondering, like, should I wash it? I don't know. I might just really, really, really thin down the Carroburg Crimson so that it's, like, minuscule on the wash, as a wash on the armor, and still do it because I feel like it may still benefit from having a little bit of the subtle curvatures on the armor plates be popping out because it is not perfectly flat. But, like, I don't know. I'll debate it. You guys let me know down in the comments. For anybody that's watching this on demand, thank you. Please let me know your opinions, and I will be back tomorrow over on the Hobby Gaming channel. Until then, I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was absolutely lovely. You guys were amazing, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.